guy in the red corner. And suddenly, for his hard work, his endeavour, that he's put into his will to win. He's the European, he's the Commonwealth champion, he's got the IBF in the Common. He's done all these things, which is it's an amazing story. He's in there with another road warrior, a guy who goes on the road, he's the two-time world champion. And when you look at him, you think, neither of them had it easy. I mean, neither of those guys have had it easy. They've all had to do it. They both had to do it the hard way. And everybody over here knows Solani Teti from that unbelievable knockout over Paul Butler. And you're going to see a fight on Saturday between these two. And the winner will definitely get a world title shot. I really do believe that. But I think you've got these two road warriors in there, and it's going to. I think it's going to be all about this heart. That's because that's how they've had to be. They've had to fight. I mean, all fighters fight with their heart, I know, but with them, they've had to do it the hard way. And it is the hard way. And they've got a platform now to get themselves into a position again to fight the world title.
Just final one by me. Obviously, signed Reagan Chapman. Strong statement by herself. The only woman boxing in the stable. Yeah. How far do you think she can go? Obviously, she made a pretty big statement.
She bloody did, didn't she? I mean, listen, I've never sort of really been one for women's boxing. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say so, but I'll tell you what, she certainly made her debut a bit for us. I mean, her debut for us was a little bit exciting. I liked it. Really like it.
Right, Hogan for Boxing UK. Thanks, Frank. Just on the big heavyweight fight, Joe Joyce, is it fair to say with his age and the fact that he beat Daniel, he deserves first dibs on AJ v Usyk, the winner?
I think that what's fair to say is he's in a number one spot. He's only had 13 fights and he's done tremendously well, no doubt about that. What is the position? The governing bodies will make the decision. It's their titles. Who knows what's going to happen after that fight on the 20th? They may make a unification. Tyson may decide he wants to fight. I don't know. If he doesn't, then they will say, you've got to make it. They will say you've got to make your mandatory defences. Mm-hmm. And it's him and Daniel. They're both in good positions, and they'll make the decision who's first and what happens after us. But the bottom line of all is they're going to be busy. Provided he comes through on Saturday, he'll be out again in September. Daniel's going to be out end of September, October. They're going to be busy. They're not going to be sitting on their asses. They're going to be out there. They're going to be busy, keeping that position, getting experience, valuable experience. And with Joe, I hear what you're saying about his age, but there's no miles on the clock. It's 13 fights. That's all he's had. The more fights he can get, the better it is for him.
Mm-hmm. And just on Jason, almost like one of those fairy tale stories, as he said. Could you get him Steph Fulton? I mean, he's a formidable proposition.
Let's get Saturday out of the way. I mean, the name of the game is Saturday for the winners. Listen, this is a tough fight on Saturday. It's a real tough fight. It ain't no gimme or anything. He's got a tough fight. He's in with a two-time world champion who's a tremendous fighter. Two road warriors.
Thanks, Ray.
Well,
you mentioned Tyson Fury there. What do you make of his invite to train AJ in the lead up to the Usyk rematch?
He's got his Tyson. Is a character who says, well, he's got his new trainer, hasn't he? He's already got a new trainer?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Who's training? I can't think it was that.
Robert Garcia.
Got Robert Garcia. He's got training Robert Garcia to see what he adds to his armour.
One last one here. Just a quick one from behind the gloves. I know it's disappointing the fact that the Joe Parker fight didn't come off, but how far along were negotiations before it fell through?
There weren't negotiations, it was all agreed. The contract was with them. Their lawyer drafted the contract, it was with them, and he actually sent me a text saying, I sent him a text saying, I hear that you've gone elsewhere, and so much for your handshake. And then he sent one thing, I know the deal was done, took a long time to get the deal done, but I've had another offer, and that's his choice. So he's made his choice, he's gone across to Sky and get on with it.
And last one from me, Frank. Obviously, that Joe Parker vote is kind of sold. It might be something that you look into. Is there any interest in the potential Dubois rematch since he's won his world title?
Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. I mean, I was just sitting there with Joe before the fight. That's a big fight next year. People forget when we made that fight originally. It was prior to COVID, and we put it on the O2. We sold that out. That sold out in like 2 weeks. Sold every ticket out. And we had to postpone it twice because of COVID, and eventually, as we all know, it went behind closed doors. So that was at that stage. Now they've even come on the pair. I mean, in a better place, more at stake. Great fight, and that's a stadium fight next year, no doubt about it.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much,
All
guys.
good?